how to properly set up the seat on hamstring pressing. I'm gonna show you how to do it. All right, guys, we had a viewer question on how to properly set up the seat in a hamstring chest press machine. So we have two here at Elite, the incline and then the wide, which is very similar to the decline that you'll see at most gyms. So let me show you how I would set this up to maximally hit your chest on both of these pieces. Let's start with the incline. All right, so seat height. Step one, if I'm seated on this piece and my feet aren't flat on the ground, it's either too high or too low, or if I'm eating my knees. So if my knees are here, it's too uncomfortable. If you look at that, that's roughly a 90-degree angle between my quad and my calf. So that feels really good. It's a powerful base there. My hips are gonna be under me. So that's where in my mind, the seat is gonna be set. I just did this piece, so it's already set for me. So I just want to show this. Next, look at the handles here. I'll get them to zoom in from the front. You can see where that sits right on my front delt. That's how I know I'm in the right height for the seat as well. If, for example, let me show you. I'm gonna lower the seat. See that it hits way too high? Or on the flip side of that, all the seat is gonna be all the way up. My feet are on the ground, but see how that hits under my under pecs? Like, watch when I press this. This right here is useless. It's doing nothing but hammering my shoulder. I need to lower this seat. Now, we're back. Feet flat on the ground, hits right at my front delt. Now watch me press. We're here. You see that converging? Look at the meat of my upper pecs here. Down, stretch, up, look at that converging. So as I press up, the handle comes in and across my body, maximally flexing my chest. That is a fully shortened pec, and it's hammering that upper portion from the inside of my sternum all the way to my front delt. So again, look at that, drilling my chest. Drilling my chest. That's how I know I have this seat set up perfectly for me. Now, what you'll find is I have a very long torso, meaning the sternum to my hip is very long in comparison to my limb length, which 9 times out of 10 is why I'm a good presser, right? I have shorter arms and I have shorter legs, but I have a long torso, which I'm roughly 5'10", so I have to play around with this seat height to where my feet are gonna be flat on the ground, where these handles hit me properly, and then I can maximally contract my upper chest on this hamstring incline. Let's go over the decline, I'll show you how I'll set that up. All right, so the funny thing is, the chest workout we just filmed, I thought I had the seat height perfect. Well, what I realized once I unracked 3 plates was it wasn't. I needed to lower it 2 or 3 inches. So you notice I unracked it, I was like, oh, no, this doesn't feel right. Racked it, lowered the seat, and then got after it, because I'm never gonna do a set that's gonna put my shoulder at a vulnerable position, and I didn't like where that was set up for me. Especially now, listen, that was a moderate load for that cluster set, but I'm still not gonna put this shoulder or this shoulder in a binding position that's gonna sacrifice not only the integrity of my joint, but give me less stimulus on my pecs, which is what I want to make them grow. So, great example. Now, let's talk about this seat height. Very similar to the incline is I want my feet to be flat on the ground. So again, I have this set up for me. So look, when I sit down into this, my feet are flat on the ground. I'm not on my toes. I'm literally flat on the ground with my seat and hips pushed all the way to the back of the seat. Next, when I sit back to grab these handles and I slide into it, look where that hits me. So when I press out, if you drew an imaginary line and you touch my chest, that's gonna be right in the middle. And then as I come back, you see how this handle goes down and out? It's now, look where that hits me, right in my lower pecs, which is what I'm targeting. Lower outer to middle upper. Bam, that's why I love this piece, because it hits all that tissue from my lower chest, mid chest, into my upper pec. So when I come across, bam, fire and squeeze. Fire and squeeze, get both hands going so you can see it. So if I'm sitting up, I'm thinking about sweeping my hands out, squeeze my chest. Sweep my hands out, squeeze my chest. You can literally see that shit through my shirt, hard as a rock, right now. Now, let me show you to the like if the seat is either too high or too short. Feet on the ground. I have a shitty base. I'm already kind of wobbly, so I won't be able to handle any kind of considerable load. Next, look where this hits. Look where the imaginary line is, right? So here, lower chest, as I come down, that shit's all the way down in my rib cage. What am I training? Intercostals, serratus, obliques? No. Alignment. This doesn't feel like it's doing shit. Now, can I still get a chest contraction right here? Yes. But all of this is useless. Now, let me show you if I do it too low. Now look. Where does that hit me? In my armpit. When I press out, it's almost like trying to do an upper chest, but it's that, look how bound I am through the elbow. This doesn't feel natural. My elbows aren't eating into my rib cage. They're like sitting too high. and it's just trying to get into my upper chest, which if I'm gonna train upper chest, I'm gonna hit that piece right behind me and do the incline hammer strength, right? Think about this shit logically. This is a decline or lower chest movement. I need to target that muscle tissue. So we're gonna fix the seat. I'm gonna show you some good reps and then we'll wrap this video up. Feet flat on the ground, up and out squeeze. Up and out squeeze. Just like that. Now what I want to impress upon you guys is when you do this, it's going to take some experimenting because your torso length may be different than mine. Your arm may be different, arm length may be different than mine. Your shoulder mobility may be different than mine. Do what feels the best for the muscle and feels the best for the joint. Don't necessarily go by, oh, well, the diagram says this, or my buddy says this, or this jack motherfucker does it this way. Do what feels the best for your muscle, because at the end of the day, if you're bodybuilding or trying to build lean muscle tissue at the maximum rate, you have to do what feels best for you biomechanically. And that takes experimentation, it takes playing around with different weights and techniques until you'll feel it where it's like, oh man, that's a 10 out of 10 contraction. And then once you feel that, you simply have to repeat it week after week, year after year, and you will grow a big, thick chest. Until next time, guys, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all the questions, comments, because I will dig into those questions, answer them honestly and truthfully. And if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. Not a big deal. So until next time, Christmas TV.